30% discount at Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM. Find us at moonstonenutrition.com. Here radio. Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM is a doctor-developed, science-backed kidney health solution with 30 MEq of alkali citrate to prevent kidney stones. Available in powders and capsules. Enjoy an exclusive discount with my promo code moonstonenutrition.com for radio to get 30% discount. Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and Company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being that greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a filmed series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
Danger, but also of much wealth.
Why so many words, my brother? You can tell me nothing about Persia. I have long wished to trade there, but the Persians are not well disposed towards us. They are heathens, and I am afraid that rich market is not for us.
I am sending my son Marco to Persia.
Niccolo, are you mad? Would you send your son to certain death?
My son will go to Persia. He will speak with the Khan. And I'm willing to wager you any sum of money you care to name that Marco will win the good graces of the Khan and will found for us a trading post in Persia.
Niccolo, you amuse me. At one moment you say you have faith in your son, and then you tell me that you will send him to certain death. Know you not that the Persians have sworn to kill all foreigners who set foot on their shores?
I say that Marco will go to Persia, and that he will succeed in his mission.
Benno, you old scoundrel, where is my father? I have news for him. Now, do not tell me he cannot be disturbed. These long talk of dull business mean nothing to me. Now, stand aside, Benno. I must have speech with my father.
Hear you that, Niccolo? Your son Marco comes now.
Stand aside.
Even though he's been told we're busily engaged, it means nothing to him. I tell you he is hopeless.
Well, we shall see.
My father, I must have speech with you.
Marco, how often must I tell you that when I'm in conference with your uncle, I'm not to be disturbed?
I will not disturb you for long, father. Greetings to you, Uncle Matthew. Why do you eye me in that sour manner?
You are a worthless young rascal.
My good uncle, I admit that you are a model of all that is proper. But would you admit to bring the uncle of a worthless rascal?
You make me tired. Your father is too easy with you.
Why do you seek speech with me, Marco?
Well, father, I have decided to marry. My days of recklessness are over. I have discovered the lady of my heart. I intend now to live a quiet life and to turn all my attention to business. When may I start?
So, my son, you have chosen the lady of your heart. And may your father dare to ask her name?
Her name is Juliana Vecchi.
That worthless jade.
Oh, my Uncle Matthew, my respect for your years prevents me from striking you. But I will not have you speaking thus of the lady of my heart.
Peace, Marco. Your uncle meant no harm. I know the lady you have named, and I say she will not be a good wife for you. She is too frivolous.
Is it a crime to laugh and to be gay in Venice?
It is no crime to laugh, but you have yet to prove yourself, Marco. You are no fit man to offer your hand to any maiden. Your behavior is that of an overgrown child. You have no sense of responsibility.
Always you talk to me thus.
I shall give you a chance to prove your worth.
Well, I am anxious to take that chance.
Take it, then. It is my desire that you shall leave tomorrow for Persia.
Persia? Oh, Father, you are jesting.
I am not jesting.
You say that I am to go to Persia?
Marco, look at this map. Now, see where I am pointing?
Uh-huh.
This is the route you shall take.
Oh, my good father. I know that you appreciate a joke, but let me assure you that I do not appreciate your joke about going to Persia. Why should I go to Persia? Why, I would sooner go to China. Only, of course, I know that is impossible.
That is an idea. We might do much trade with China.
Now, understand, Father, I am not going to Persia. If I do any work, it shall be here in Venice. Now, I hope to be married within the next few weeks.
You are going to Persia, my son.
I am not.
See, he defies you, my brother.
Hear me, Marco. It is seldom that I use my authority with you. It's a great tragedy to me